Right, forgive me if I sound a bit ill. Got a bit of a cold, alright? But yeah, I don't know how long this is going to take. It's literally. I'll explain a bit further when we've got a render going, but this is just a new scene. It's called Lifting Tree, and it's basically the troll going to be lifting up the thing. So I'm just going to open up. See, I've already set the project, so we've got it here. The animation's now been done. That's where it last been, and basically I had already done this lighting beforehand, and then gave it to the animator to do, well, to Derek to do. But the only issue that we're having is that whether the lighting will look good for the animation and whether it's in the right place and whether anything's changed and stuff, because we obviously had to use a new troll that was rigged and compared to the one I was using, which was just a model. So now we're just gonna, I've got to put this new troll, this animated troll here, into the render layers. So obviously this had all the old, pardon me, this had all the old troll. So this is even the old troll, but I should have it, he should be hidden in here. To be honest, there's a lot to go through in here. In this outline, you can see there's a lot of shit in here. And it's got a bit complicated, let's be honest. That's why we're doing this, we're just gonna start figuring it out. See, as you can see, the skin, obviously it's not working, but lucky enough, this one is. So we're going to go to the camera. This is the camera. We'll start from the original. See, let's get him. There he is, right. And you can see this has already been set up before I finished. So when I put this troll in, before it was animated, this scene was set up. So you can see that in the background, there's the light coming from the sun. And here is the IBL, the HDR. But the only problem is, we've got to work out about this. We've got to work out about this shadowing. The shadowing's going to be the thing about making it real. See, as you can see here, this shadow, it's always shadow. He's coming through here. As you can see. He's coming through. Now this is where we're going to have the option of whether to mask or not. Because in the long run, see, he's walking past this tree. Should we see him or not? Because obviously we can put a mask in here, same as all this tree stuff. But at the end of the day, we should actually have that there and the tree in here, but with a used background shader, not receiving shadow, not casting shadows, literally just the used background shader so that it will just block him out. But the only problem is that we'll be using Final Gather. So Final Gather will start causing issues with our subsurface scattering. We'll need it for the light, so we're gonna have a problem there. But this could be masked, and to be honest, that tree could be masked. The tree is very basic, but as you can see, there is no tree. Basically, we've got to go through each one. This could be deleted because this had the old troll in, but we've got one. We've got the troll here in this one. So this is the new color skin. So we can rename this color skin. Put SSS on there. Right. So the shadow ground. Well, it's just, to be honest, I should really be seeing how the light is being affected in each thing. Like, this mask layer, this is what it's going to be finished on. At the end of the day, say here, let's jump in the middle where he's moving the tree. Here he's in complete shadow. So let's render this and start getting a few ideas of how. So we don't want it on 3. We want to lower this down because I'm not taking these. So yeah, we've got to see basically if this lighting is correct in creating these shadows. So when the troll moves through the light to the dark, we can see that it's real. And obviously we're having these master layer. Obviously this is all a complicated combination. Sorry, of these are the trees. Obviously the used background. So if the shadows falls onto them and whatnot, but at this moment, he doesn't look overly bad in a sense of he looks quite orange. And the thing is, this light is quite summery in a way. It's quite a summer light in here. So him looking this kind of colour, he fits in the scene, and he is very different compared to everything else. But this has got a high combination of the SSS shader and whatnot. But as you can see here, he's this is basically how the tree should look. It shouldn't look, sorry. If this is the mask layer, the tree is obviously not got the correct shaders on. So that's got to be reassigned. So maybe we should do that first whilst this is doing that relocation. Okay, this is nearly finished. Now he doesn't look bad at all. He looks quite good. Now obviously he's got no shadow on. And to be honest, I think he's actually quite good. I think he fits the scene quite well as well. To be honest, these... this is the difficulty where I'm going to have to start. Basically, where I've created this line... Well, I should have created this line. Joe, I'm actually tempted just to start it again. Sorry, I'm tempted because I don't know really where to go from here. So I'm thinking whether just to spend an hour and a half doing that again. Because the problem is, I haven't visited this, this has got, some of them got the trolls in. So let's see if this works. Let's just have a check. Because if half of these are done, then I might as well carry it on. See that there's nothing, nothing going on here. I think I need to, I think I'm going to delete all these. Keep everything. See that, this tree. See that. I feel like this, I think I'll keep this layer and delete all these, to be honest, and start it again. Because at the end of the day, I've got to know, see that what's shadow tree, so this is the shadow that falls onto the trees, but shouldn't that just be a part of shadow ground, this should be a part of the ground. But if the thing is, I don't know, the light itself, where is it falling, and so this is the ground plane, there's the light, and this is on shadow ground. At the end of the day, this should be, is this casting shows? If, this is the thing, I'd rather 18, it's very high, that's a nice little dark blue. Ray tracing, yeah, see that, it's got shadows on. But it's this what's casting the big shadow, which it needs to cast a big shadow, but these are receiving the shadow from this, so it's very complicated. Because so maybe that was right. The shadows on the tree You know, you won't be able to get the shadows on the tree if this is here creating a shadow. So this will create one shadow. Alright, I'm going to start it again, because at the end of the day, so all these can go. So except for that one. So see that. I'll tell you what, I'll make a note of these, just so that I can remember, just in case I think that there's some missing or whatnot. So we've got shadow, broken, right, shadow, broken tree, ground, shadow, broken tree, AO tree, ground, AO tree, I'm guessing, yeah, broken tree, color, shadow test. Okay, so we don't know if we need that. Trees, shadow, troll. See, these are the things that motion vector. AO troll. AO ground. And obviously shadow, troll, shadow ground. And then it was shadow trees, wasn't it? And obviously a color SSS, because that's how we work with these at the moment. And that is it. So let's delete these. Yeah, it'd be a lot easier starting fresh. I'm going to delete the lights. You know, if worse comes to worse, I could save the new file, delete the, and save this as a new file, check the old files, see how they look. Because at the end of the day, it's just trial and error, we don't know. But if we delete these, start fresh, it should only take an hour just to sort this out. And they're the two layers. So we've got our master layer and a layer, that's cool. So I'm going to quickly show you what error we're going to have. And now, this is the only problem that we've got. Where's the fucking floor? So this is what happens when you move it to different places, you know, like, I've got, what's this? Is that an area light, or is that the image plane? Front. What the fuck is that? You know what I mean? This is what... Anyway. We don't need the ground so far, you know, but we're going to need the tree. So now he's there. What we do, if we just assign, see, we've got all these shaders, we don't know what one's what. We either use background shaders somewhere. Here we go, let's use this. But we don't have to have receive shadow or nothing, so what one will that be, eh? Let's try a shadow 3. We use background 3, sorry. We'll find out what it's put. So it's got a shadow mask in it. Well, there's nothing else using it, we might as well take that off. We just want it to block out. So now we'll go to the camera. We'll give it a render and we'll see if it's gonna take. These take about a minute each, so it's not too bad render time. Because this will be the longest one so far, you know. Motion vector might take a little while, but all those other layers could be done quite quickly, you know. Ambient occlusion's easy to understand. We want one and the other. You know, we want the troll to have one. We want the tree to have one. See, look, it's still picking up. Look, what's this? You know, it's like this seems like there's shadow, even though I told Dead to have no shadow mask on it. And as you can see, the troll is so illuminant because we have none of that shadow. We don't have the. But what we can. This is what we could do. Because we, it's still got the shader says not to take shadow, but the geometry still says to take shadow. So we'll create a layer override here, and hopefully then we could say do not receive shadows, because we don't care about this. All we want is just to block out this, to block out the troll. This will be easy to mask. This will be harder to mask. So can you see he's literally completely white nearly, because there is no. He's getting the full intensity of that 18, of that, we put an 18 intensity upon this troll. That's what we're getting. Look, there's the shadow cast. So, right, what we'll do. Come on, you can hurry up. The colour's the main one, and then the shadows can be sorted individually, but I've got to give something tomorrow. So, right, use that. So now we've got that. While we've got this selected, this is how far we can go. Alright, it's not a group, it's a shape. So we go to the render stats, and you can see here, look, receive shadows. We will take that off, bring up our render view again, and these are like a little spastic here. And if we just take that, and hopefully it should be not receiving any shadows. Hopefully, but you never know. Fingers crossed. No, it looks like they're still there. Yeah, it looks like we're still getting. Oh. It's completely the same. Completely the same as the original. Oh, a little bit less. We've told it not to receive shadows, and well, this is so if we turn this primary visibility off, we'll end up with it not affecting the trial whatsoever. So we're going to be seeing his entire body, well, whatever is behind here. See, we've got his entire leg here. So that's not what we need. So this is going to have to be masked. Because he's casting shadows, but we've told him not to receive shadows. It's very strange. We could try these, but then it's just gonna. Let's try that. Oh, I didn't want the whole lot. Nah, look, it's exactly the same. I can really see it. No, we'll cancel that because you can see it's still there. So we're having trouble with that. It's the use background shader. So we've gonna have an issue here. But one thing I'm gonna do, we need to bring in the oh shit, perspective. We need to bring in this giant fucking blockade thing. Yeah, I would technically see. I don't even know. This spotlight was to add extra intensity. But it's not even in here. We're not using it here. So I think maybe that spotlight could be removed from the scene. So let's hide it. See, this is what I'm saying. I don't know what the outputs were, what the first output was. Especially now we've got an SSS shader on there. So where's my blockade? Where's my blockade? There he is. Let's see what attributes are on there. See, he's fine there. I just cast in shadows. Let's render that. We'll see if that goes. Well, to be honest, so what I'm just gonna do is just treat it as if it's any other scene, and it's just gonna have to be a very trial and error kind of thing because I can't really tell how he's gonna look because this is all controlled by compositing now. You know, if they want to, but apparently this is supposed to be cast in the shade. At the moment, I can see no shade. I mean, he looks different compared to what he was earlier, but yeah, I might. Yeah, there's a lot of overexposure in here, but to that extent, I'm not too sure, you know. So, right, this is nearly done. There we go, right. Now, if we check in here, so that was earlier. That overexposure is a little bit too much. We knew that. That's the diffuse. Look at the specular. That's all those highlights. All that stuff can be turned down. Where are we now? Are we here? No. Where are we? So that looks quite cool. Is that the one we're on now? What's the date? 12th? No, that was, oh, today. No, that's not it. Yeah, you can see the tree's not working. Alright, there we are. There it is. Right, too overexposed. But then this is what I'm saying, this is going to be mostly composited. Right. Okay, we're going to have a little bit of a think about this. I'll tell you what. We got to start this again. It's the only way I could do it. We need to delete the lights. Right, let's reassign this. See where its attributes are. We're on the right layer, so we check its material attributes. It's got a blend. See that? Oh, here we go with that tree. What do they need? Color copy, there we go. Right, now, hopefully, that would help us out. So basically, we just gonna have to start from scratch. At the end of the day, this is pretty much nearly from scratch anyway. All I need to do now is delete the lights. Let's quickly have a render here, just so we can see if the tree is correctly coloured. Because I could actually just work on the tree. See, something's obviously wrong here. Obviously wrong. Because why this is so overexposed. So the light is coming in and really hitting. See, the troll, if I could may say, that his leg looks actually quite good at looking at him right now. It looks quite good, but we're gonna just have to find the issue why this is so bright. The troll actually has been highlighted quite well. So I think basically we've got to redirect this. The troll looks, I really do like the troll. But it's a shame. So basically, I'm not too sure whether this. See, where is it? Cast in shadows. So it is cast in shadows. So I don't understand why. Let's turn this down. Let's turn it down to like 10. And let's. Right, we've got 8 on there. Is that spotlight still in it? See, look, apparently I've got another one here. Another light. I've got a spotlight there. Let's just render that. Because this tree is, well, this tree is just beyond belief. It's just highlighted. It should be overexposed because it's in the shaded area. So it's either that the thing that is blocked should be blocking the thing that this blockade, this what I've put in like a screen, this is either in the wrong place. We see the light's coming from there. That is where do you know what? If that's where the light's coming from, is it actually being blocked? It should be. Right, tree shade. Let's put the transparency to full. We'll do it again. Let's get that. Because that might be the issue. Right, looks better. A lot better. Actually, I think that's not too bad, to be honest. Let's do a full render. And then we can see how this troll looks like in the corner, maybe. Yeah. Doesn't look bad. But I think the trees, I think this might be the HDR. Sounded fucking weird though. The HDR is probably just a little bit too bright because it seems like it's illuminating the trees surroundingly. Like, you know, it's not coming from the specific light point. So I think the HDR is too bright. The troll, to be honest, doesn't look any different really. Troll does not look that much different. So we'll wait for these little speckles to go. Maybe I could turn down the HDR a little bit. Because I think the tree looks quite good in there. Maybe it could be a little bit darker, like I said. But I don't want to lose this highlight on the tree. Because you can see like this now, the troll doesn't look like it's picking up that highlight. What he should be picking up here along this line. So what I'm going to do, first of all, I'm going to change the HDR. See what this is. See, it's on 4. I'm going to put that to about 2.5. Look, it always does that. I'm going to change I'm going to say 2.7. Right. That should make a difference to everything. And then what I'm going to do now is select the sun again. And I'm going to make this, bump it up to 11. So now we should be getting a brighter overexposed sun. Still that blockade in the way. But an overall darker tree. So if I just do this tree now, let's just do this section. You can see already it's darker. And obviously it shouldn't really be picking up any highlights really, because I just don't like this speckled shit. Not too sure what this speckly stuff is. As you can see, I think it's got a little bit too dark now, but it's just a little bit too grey. So I'm going to bump up. I'll tell you what, we'll just highlight this little area here just so we can see what the Trolls highlight has happened. Because I'm going to turn it up, I think about a 3. No, this was on a 4 here. So his highlight looks a lot better compared to what he was before. Oh, not even that. I'm going to turn that up again. So everything's got to go up. So we'll make this 13. And I will make this. What did I say? It's I'm going to give it a 3.1. I know it's a weird number, but just so it's a little bit extra. And for some reason, I really feel, I don't understand what this specky stuff is coming onto the texture. So I'll have a look at that. But at the meantime, we just want to get this light in. So I'm happy with the tree. See that right there? The troll should be highlighted down his middle. So, you know, we should get at least, you know, some realistic highlight down the center of the troll. You know, at the end of the day, we can't, we didn't prepare, you know, this is such a big challenge. Just for this one scene, it's such a big challenge. See that? There we go. That is actually, I reckon that is not bad. See, he's picking up this highlight here. He's in the sun. That's where the shadow's cast in. If anything, I should consider, I think that it's gone very dark now on this. So I think, but at the end of the day, that could be the shadow of the troll. You know, the shadow on the troll is going to be picked up eventually. So I reckon, I think that could be controlled. I might take the transparency. It looks very dark there, but the lighting seems to be a lot better. So now that is, you know, obviously I can't tell down. Let's see, the Final Gamer is doing it quite quickly. We've got to zoom in here. We've got to take it out, but I think he looks quite cool. He's highlighted, you know, and he's slowly darkened. You can see here, I don't know if that's just the direction of the light, but his shadow is quite dark. But obviously that could be picked out a bit. But you can see he's got that highlight on his back. Tell you what I'm going to do now. We're going to save that. At the moment, I reckon that's quite nice. We're going to do it. That was frame 243. Right, now, let's pick a shot here. He should be technically, let's give him a bit further. Technically here, he should be pretty much all submerged in shade. So let's see how he turns out there. Because if he's too dark or whatnot, obviously that's going to be a problem, but if it's too dark, I can turn on the transparency a little bit. Yeah, look, you can see, and as you can see as well, it's not in the correct position of the. Well, we'll check anyway. See, he's still got a bit of highlight on his foot, which is quite good. The thing is, it depends how far they want us to go with this. At the end of the day, if I could I've got to have this done by today, set off the render so I could give the final renders to be composited tomorrow. If I could have a little bit more time, I could probably work a little bit harder on it. But it's just if anything, I might say, can I come back to it or something? Because at the end of the day, this seems quite. The other shots are going to be a lot more planned out. This was not planned enough. I think he looks quite good. Just because I have to compare it to how he looked when he was in the sun. So look, that's him now. And where is he in the sun? Yeah, look, you see there's that highlight. I think he looks quite cool. And I think I'm going to leave it at that. The tree seems fine. I think I'm going to leave it at that. Okay. Very happy. So we're going to save this quickly. We're going to call it Lifting Tree Addy 06 New Light. New Lighting, let's call it. 01. And now the lighting is correct, you know, so the trees coming out, you know, we don't have to worry about anything else. You know, this is what the final image will be. Obviously this is all going to be on a, now I just got to work out the layering system of the render layers. The lighting is now finished. It's just the renders now. So this is actually technically fine, this. But what it needs is the what it needs now is this little bad boy's got to go in there. And so now we've got the sun, we've got the shade, and then this tree is gonna be this tree's got to be removed, isn't it? And then just there'll be a lot of masking for now. But what I'll do, I'll remove it for now. And that should be fine. Okay? So that's our colour done. Let's start with let's do the shadow, come on, we might as well. Shadows first. So we want shadow troll. And what do we need for shadow troll? We need the troll. And this is where it's going to get difficult because selecting the troll. See, that's the old troll. Where's the new troll? This one? No. This one? No. This one? No. That one? There he is. So now we want that troll. Does that include his eyes? So I need everything. See, it doesn't include everything. Right, it's this one, wasn't it? If we push it up. Right, that'll do. It's got everything in there. Add selected. So there we go, there's our troll. And this is just the shadow troll, so we don't need the ground or anything, but what we will need is this bad boy and this bad boy. So the reason is that this light is going to be coming down here, hitting here. This will be casting a shadow onto the troll, and that's pretty much the only thing that should be casting a shadow. But this is where it's going to start getting difficult. Is that do we start using these to cast shadows onto him as well? Well, technically, he only passes. This should cast a shadow onto him, and this casts a shadow to him. So technically, I should take this because that will cast a shadow onto him. But because we're not using Oh, sorry, I had a bit of a mind block there. We use background shader on here, and we want it to cast shadows, but we don't want to see it. That's what I think's right. So let's try it anyway. But technically we should have, because we're not using Final Gather, right, we need to put him as a use background shader. Right, okay. Okay, right. Okay. Right, let's figure this through. we need to use background shader. All of him, so if I can't get this bullshit. Alright, there's that. There's that. That's good. Assign new material. So existing material. So these are all the good ones. Use background shader 1. Let's just have a little check of what the use background shader 1 is. Prick. Use background shader 1. Yeah, it's got shadow on it. So now everything will receive the shadow, but we won't see him. This is gonna not receive a shadow, but it should be casting a shadow. So let's try it out. Oh, I've left the Final Gather on as well, haven't I? There we go. Technically, that looks quite right. Yeah, that does look right. This is basically, you see how it's actually shadowed everywhere. It's because he's in this shadow region. There's probably loads of different simpler ways to do this, but I've decided to do it this way. But this is the shadow of the troll. The Final Gather doesn't need to be on. Okay, we're back. Hopefully this is continued. But, yeah, that shadow looks quite cool. Only problem again is that the tree, like obviously it's not using the actual background. So what we'll do, let me try. It's only 44 seconds. We'll turn this off. Create layer override. Select this section. See if we can. Yeah, see, it's not changing anything, is it? I don't know. You see, if you see where it's affecting the troll where the stump is, but what attributes? We've got it turned off, haven't we? That's why we're pair of douches. See, that use background shader will sort us out. Alright, there you go. Thanks, mate. Alright. Yeah, look, that's why. Turn that back on. Let's try that again. Let's see what happens now. That's it. There we go. Right, that's done. Okay, Shadow Troll. One out of how many we had, didn't we? New one. Shadow Ground. And the Shadow Troll, we was tempted to put this in, wasn't we? Oh, Shadow Ground. We need the ground first. So let's try and find the ground, shall we? It's in here somewhere. Yeah, ground. Shift H. Oh, not Shift H. There it is. Right, so shadow ground. Need the ground, obviously. We'll need the troll. We'll need these little bad boys. We will not need final gather, so we'll turn that off straight away. Turn off. We will need the troll himself. We selected him, yeah. Now, this is the problem. See where the ground is? It's not matching the troll, is it? So we've got to now move the ground. Look, oh wow, even the tree's not in there. So we've got to sort this out first. So let's bring this down. I think the troll is walking straight, flat-footed. Now let's see. That's it. That'll do. Yeah, he's floating a little bit. Yeah, you see it floating there. So, let's try and bring this up a little bit. See that we're starting to lose his feet. So technically, everything's going to be off balance now. Because we look at this. Everything's not going to lie well, but that's where his feet are. Let's try looking at it here. Yeah, look, his feet. I mean, we could cheat here. Where's the vertices? Maybe we should just make a new ground. But at the moment, that's the best I can do. So let's get back to it anyway. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad at the moment. Well, there you go. He's going through the ground now. Right, everything else is fine except for that one part here. there. So if we can try and put something on the floor there, but shadow ground, okay. So on the ground. We're on the ground, so we need the shadow. So we want this to have the use background shader, so that it will receive the shadow but won't be able to see it. Same with these. These are got to have use background shader. Use the number one. Him himself, I reckon we select him, select this. Right, to be honest, it's a group, so we take derive of Maya, visible, create layer override, no. And then same with this. We'll do exactly the same because I think it's a group, but at the moment it's the only way I'm thinking of not doing it. Alright, we'll take that and render. And we are actually getting nothing. Can anyone tell me why? Well, you can't because you're watching it on the screen. But it's because the light isn't in there. Now, we only want the shadow on the ground. Even though it's all shadowed there, an extra shadow will cause a little bit of darker shadow. No, that makes not much sense. But if I introduced this shadow here onto him, it would just basically be a black blob. But we just want his shadow then, because obviously a little bit of movement will cause a little bit more dark shadow because it's like a shadow over a shadow. Shadow blocking a shadow. So we want the light, which would help me out. See, I could put this on a separate one. Now it will cast the shadow. So I could put it on a separate one because we've got at the moment shadow trees. See? Shadow. So that will be the. We've incorporated that. We don't need that. We've done that. Done that. We're doing shadow. We've done shadow troll. Now we need shadow ground. That's what we're doing. And the ground. We'll check what it is. We'll go back to the camera. We'll check how this is doing. The only problem, these should be cast as shadows now, which we do not want. So what we'll do, unless it's already been sorted. Look. Something here is cast as a shadow. But basically, there's his shadow. Right, these shadows are really bad. I don't even know what the hell that is coming from. Apparently it's this. So that they're all coming the right way. Right, look, this is where it's getting cool. But what we're going to do, these, there we go, look, cast shadows. We don't want to cast shadows. That should just be the troll shadow now. There it is. Right, I'm going to sort this shadow out quickly as well. Because that is really bad, so... try it out. No, it's too much now. You've got the light angle is too much. But the shadow looks good now. It's not doesn't look too bad now. If you just make this to 5, it's just because once it gets composited, it'll be easy. It'll look better after being composited rather than being done in Maya. Be a lot more control, you know. Yeah, a little bit more, I guess. Maybe turn the shadow rays down to about 7. Right, I think that's quite good. So it doesn't reach any of these, so they'll be receiving it anyway. But I think that's quite nice. Quite nice. Yeah, I think that's quite nice. Let's just give this a little bit of render here as well. I could leave it like that. Could be softer, but I think that's quite cool. So that's the shadow on the ground of the troll. It should be all picked up from these, so that should be fine. Now, ambient occlusion. What do we need for ambient occlusion? We need ambient occlusion of the ground and ambient occlusion of the troll. Pretty much simple as. So we need troll. Where are you? Troll. And we need ground. Right, to be honest, like I said, difficulty, make it AO ground first. The difficulty is that I don't know what's been done yet. So we'll see what's in existing materials, because I might have an AO that I've made. See, I've got a surface shader there. Maybe that could be the surface shader that I've already done. But I've got AO tree here. There's quite a lot here. And I'm tempted just to make a new one, but let's try this one. Yeah, look. Let's just make this the new AO. So metal ambient occlusion. Turn it up to about 32. I need to inverse these because I needed to. Max distance is the ground to thing, so literally this can only be about 1. It's not far. And obviously we need to do the same for the troll at the same existing material. Surface shader 1. We need to select the troll himself. Add existing material, surface shader 1. Now this should create an ambient occlusion. But first of all, turn this final gathering off. And because I have been doing this earlier, should already have, oh no, ambient occlusion on. We turn that on. Shouldn't take long. Remember, this is inverse, so this is usually white. So the light bits are dark and the light light bits are black and the dark bits are white. So it's inversed. See that? There you go. That's usually black. It's hard for me to see, but obviously we need to remove. We need to separate this. So we need one for the troll and one for the ground. Right. Looks alright to me. So, what do we want? We've called this the ground. So we want the ground to be visible, but we don't want the troll to be visible. So we're going to hide him. Derived from Maya, visible, no. Same as these little things. So now, when we render, let's just render this bit because we don't need the rest of it, won't be affected. Should just have footprints basically, there they are. And what you can do, you can just actually copy layer. Because it's all the same. All you need to do now is rename this, obviously. We need this to be troll. And then troll. Sorry, just checking the time. We'll finish this AO troll. We'll try and get all these. Oh yeah, finish this AO troll, and then I'm gonna have to leave it, and we'll have to finish it tonight. But right, AO troll at the moment. We need to. Well, it's copied. So sorry, I went blank again. But we want it inverse now. So we want to not see the ground. So we will go to our attribute area, and we can just do the render stats here, and we'll just do create a layer of our primary visibility off. And then the things that we just did to the troll, you know, these, we just tick it. Just tick them. Doesn't matter if it's a layer override. Tick. And now we should see the troll and not see the floor. See, we can't see the floor. And there's the troll. Yep. That's quite good. That's what we like to see. See, this is where it's going to start getting difficult because I would still, for these ambient occlusions, I basically need, same as this, these are fine, but because this is the final gather, it's going to cause issues that I need to block out. I'm not worried about this tree. I'm not worried about this tree whatsoever because that's literally could be masked out. We can't see it, but the tree here, this tree can be easily masked out. It's a cylinder, so that can be done easily. This tree is pretty much the same, but they're gonna have to do with this little thing, and it's gonna be moved. It's gonna move up. So we're gonna, you know, Rob does enjoy doing it, but I don't know how much he will enjoy it doing that. But all this could be maybe met with demands. But right, that's ambient occlusion done anyway. Let's quickly just recap what we've got left. It's more to do with the tree now. This shadow test can go. The tree shadow troll. So this is basically the shadows that fall onto the tree, onto the troll, which could be done. We could just add that in. The motion vector will. That's only a 2-minute job, but I'd rather do that once with all the AO ground. Yeah, they've been done. Shadow ground's been done. I haven't got much left. It's pretty much the same routine, but I'm worried that I've kind of been going on for about an hour and a half now, 2 hours nearly. So it's gonna not be easy to upload to YouTube. But at the end of the day, we've just got the tree to do more than anything, and then I could start the render tonight, this evening. Okay. All right, speak to you. We'll continue this in part 2.